Good morning, everyone, or afternoon if you're in the East Coast, or good evening if you're probably in South Korea, or good time to anyone that's probably, let's just say, if you're probably up all night watching the World Cup drawing. This is Rooftop Sports, and here we are for the FIFA World Cup drawing. And we're going to see which teams are playing who and when will they play when and where will they play where. Before we get started, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And also, understandably, those World Cup tickets aren't paying for itself and they're very expensive. Use my promo code Rooftop Sports, get your $20 off the purchase so you can save $20 to watch the FIFA World Cup. Now, I know that $20 isn't much, but hey, $20 is $20. You're still freeing up $20 to get some decent food anywhere near the stadium. So don't miss out on that. And now I'm just trying to get things set up. I'm going to use an Excel spreadsheet to keep everyone engaged with the whole World Cup drawings. Excuse me. And here are all the locations for the FIFA World Cup. We got Dallas, Texas, Mexico City, New Jersey. Okay, Dallas AT&T Stadium, home of the Cowboys. Mexico Stadium, Estadio Banorte. We got New Jersey MetLife Stadium, Atlanta Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Kansas City, the Jiha Field at Arrowhead, Houston, NRG Stadium, San Francisco, Levi Stadium, Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium, Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field, Seattle Lumen Field, Boston Gillette Stadium, Miami Hard Rock Stadium, Vancouver, BC Place, Monterrey, Estadio BBVA, Guadalajara, Estadio Akron, Toronto, BMO Field. So it's going to be a huge World Cup. This is easily the biggest World Cup that we have ever seen. And we've got, first I'm going to set up everything I possibly can. I'm going to set up everything on the spreadsheet. I probably should have done this last night, but my brain was pretty much dead. In pot one, it's going to be USA, Mexico, Canada, Spain, the defending champions, Argentina, the runner-up, France, England, Brazil, Portugal, Netherlands, Belgium, and Deutschland, Germany. Pot two, we've got Croatia. We got Morocco, Colombia, Uruguay, Switzerland, Japan, Senegal, Iran, South Korea, Ecuador. Oh, we got the old Ronaldo there. We're talking about Brazil. Of course, Brazil has a competitive team. They just can't get it to the championship level. Then we got Norway, who has returned to the World Cup for the first time since 1998. We got Egypt with Mo Salah, Algeria. I hope Korea doesn't get paired with them. Scotland has returned to the World Cup. Paraguay has returned to the World Cup. Tunisia is in the World Cup. Ivory Coast, who was famous, they were famously known for having Didier Drogba. Uzbekistan, who has made their first World Cup appearance in their history. Qatar, who has returned. Saudi Arabia. South Africa, who has made their return for the first time since 2010. Then we got Jordan, Cape Verde, Ghana, who's all the way fell in pot four. Jeez. And we got Curacao, Haiti, New Zealand. Wonder what Caracao's about. Wonder where they're from. I don't even know these countries. They are all the way in the Caribbean Sea. They're known for beautiful beaches. and a soccer team, football team. Then we got a European team, UEFA Path A winner. And then we got, this one's going to be Path D, Path C, Path B, and then we got the Inter-Conference Path 1 and IC Path 2. So that's the pot. Then we got Group A. And how many groups are there going to be? It's going to be all the way to Group L. Group A. Then we got Group B. I have a better idea. I'll make this easier. Let's go all the way to Group L. Man, it doesn't even let me do. Fine. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. We're talking 48 teams. It's insane. Marshawn Lynch is being endorsed by FIFA. That's funny. Who would have thought? Just trying to get everything right. Group B, Group C. I really should have done this last night. Why didn't I do this? Here, I'll show you exactly what I'm making right now. Here it is, guys. This is exactly what I'm making to keep everyone engaged. I'm probably going to make the screen a little bit bigger too. Gonna have to. All right, there we go. And also, just so you know that Mexico is already in Group A. USA is in Group D. Mexico. Okay, Ronaldo won the World Cup in '94, but he didn't even play. He was mostly a champion in 2002. It looks like we're getting ready for the World Cup drawing in just a few moments. Yep, so it's going to be a very long time. Well, let's get right to it, shall we? You got Thierry Henry and Alexi Lawless. Man, Alexi Lawless really aged. He's got to be in his 50s or maybe close to 60s by now. Alexi Lawless is now 55 years old. He was known for his long hair. He mostly played defense. He was a center back. Played with the USA from 1991 all the way to 1998. He was part of the 94 team, but he did not participate in the 98 team. He was actually on the roster for the 98 World Cup, but he never entered the game. We got Donald Trump. Of course he's there. What do you expect, right? President of the United States. And the drawing is just a few minutes away. Now let me go over each team's last performances in the World Cup. Mexico, they lost in the first round, and that was in 2022. Croatia, I believe I wonder how Croatia did in the World Cup. All right, let's find out. I think they got to third place. I think it was definitely third place. Yeah, Croatia got to third place, defeating Morocco. Wait, why do I even have Croatia in here? Oops. That Canada is in Group B. So Canada, they just flamed out in the first round of the World Cup in group stage. Like, they were just absolutely humiliated. I don't even know if they even scored a goal. They scored just 2 goals, lost 4-1 to Croatia after scoring an immediate goal by Davis. And then they lost to Morocco. Then Spain, I think they made it all the way to the quarterfinals. No, they lost to Morocco in the penalty shootout. And then Argentina, they won the World Cup in 22. France got second place in 22, but were champions in 2018. England made it to the quarterfinals, losing 2-1 to France. Brazil lost in the quarterfinals to Croatia in penalties. Then Portugal, they lost in the quarterfinals in 22. Netherlands, they made it to the quarterfinals, losing in penalties to Argentina. Belgium didn't even make it out of the first round. Germany also didn't make it out of the first round. And then pot 2, we got Croatia, who got third place. Morocco got fourth place. That was their amazing run, and it's the best run that an African team has ever made in their history. And we got Colombia, who didn't make it to the 2022 World Cup, but they made it to the round of 16 in the 2018 World Cup. Then we got Uruguay, who lost in the first round, was arguably knocked out by South Korea. Then we got Switzerland, who made it to the round of 16, losing to Portugal 6-1. Japan, they lost in the round of 16 to Croatia. And then they played Senegal. Senegal made it to the round of 16, but lost to England 3-0. Iran didn't make it out of the first round. They have yet to make it to the knockout stage. South Korea on a very they made it on a they won 2-1 to Portugal to make it to the round of 16, only to get absolutely just wrecked by Brazil. Ecuador, let's see how Ecuador did. Ecuador, they didn't even make it out of the group stage. Austria, who hasn't made it to the World Cup since 1998. And the most bizarre thing about Austria, all 3 of their goals that were scored in the 98 World Cup, it was all in stoppage time, but they did not make it out of the first round, losing to Italy 2-1. Australia, who are regulars in the World Cup, they made it to the round of 16, only to lose to Argentina. So the Asian Conference did very well in that World Cup. Then Norway, who hasn't made it to the World Cup since 1998, they made it to the round of 16, and that was on a very last-minute 2 goals against Brazil. Panama, they made it to the World Cup in 2018, but were first-rounders. Egypt made it in 2018, led by Mo Salah. Algeria hasn't made it to the World Cup since 2014. And then we got Scotland, who's finally made it to the World Cup since 1998. Paraguay hasn't made it since 2010. Tunisia made it. I think they made it in 22. I've got to check if they did. They did make it. They won a match, but they lost. They missed it on tiebreakers by 1 goal to Australia. Actually, no, it wasn't even tiebreakers anyway. They just didn't get the necessary points. And then where am I? Uzbekistan making it to the World Cup for the very first time. Ivory Coast, the Côte d'Ivoire, I think they didn't even make it in. They haven't made it since 2014, I believe. Checking when was the last time Côte d'Ivoire made it. Yeah, they haven't made it since 2014. And that was when Didier Drogba was on the team. Uzbekistan hasn't made it, and they finally did. Qatar, they flamed out in the first round as host. Saudi Arabia, they're always usually first round things, and their best run, last time they made it to the round of 16 was when the World Cup was in America. That was their first ever World Cup. They had beginner's luck. South Africa hasn't made it to the World Cup since 2010 when they were the host. Jordan, I believe, has never made it. I think they made it to the World Cup just once. So let me verify that. I'm going to go with the teams. Where is it? Jordan. Jordan, it's actually their debut. Cape Verde. It is. Man, where is Cape Verde? They're an African team. It is also their debut. Ghana, they made it in 22, but they lost in the first round, especially choking efforts to the team Uruguay, which that wasn't even the first time. Caracol, this is their debut. Haiti has actually made it to a World Cup before. The last time they made it in the World Cup, it was 1974, and they finished in group stages. How did they do in the 1974 World Cup? Excuse me. Haiti, they gave up 14 goals, only scored twice, but at least they scored in the World Cup. And then we got New Zealand. New Zealand, who hasn't made it to the World Cup in a long time. Let me see when was the last time they did. All right, New Zealand. Their last World Cup appearance was in 2010. Their first time was in 1982. They're saying that they've made it 3 times. Kind of confused by that. And then there's 4 European spots that are still open to this day. It's crazy that Turkey still hasn't made it yet. I thought Turkey would make it by now. And then we got some couple inter-conference paths nothing is completed yet. So we still have 6 World Cup spots up for grabs. Now I wonder what's going on with the European conference portion. All right, where are we at of who is not qualified? Kevin Hart is hosting? Are you kidding me? And former model Heidi Klum. Doesn't get better than this, doesn't it? Italy still hasn't qualified for the World Cup yet? So it looks like the ones that are still in path, you got Italy, Northern Ireland, Wales, Bosnia, and don't even make me pronounce it. Ukraine and Sweden, Poland and Albania, Turkey and Romania, Slovakia and Kosovo, Denmark, Czech Republic, North Macedonia. There's a North Macedonia and Republic of Ireland. Yeah, that's gonna be a little kind of conflicting thing when you got football and soccer. Eli Manning is here. I gotta make a World Cup banner. I'm showing all the World Cup final victories. Oh, James Rodriguez, that huge goal for Colombia against Uruguay. Cristiano Ronaldo is 2018 heroics. Luis Suarez. Oh, Park Ji-sung. They are giving South Korea love for the World Cup. Park Ji-sung with his insane goal against Portugal in 2002. Look it up because I can't show it to you because FIFA would kick my butt. South Africa's iconic opening goal in 2010. Excuse me. Ronaldinho winning in 2002. The Brazil, that was arguably the greatest World Cup team ever assembled. You couldn't go wrong with Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. You couldn't go wrong with that. You just couldn't mess that up. My first World Cup I ever watched was 2006. There, I fixed the banner. FIFA World Cup draw. Jurgen Klinsmann is in attendance, the former coach for USA, Germany, and South Korea. And all three of them were arguably underwhelming, except USA. That was one of his better times. South Korea, not so much. He was an absolute disappointment. Gianni Infantino, the FIFA World Cup president. He couldn't have been worse than Sepp Blatter. Sepp Blatter was really bad. They're welcoming special guests. They welcomed Donald Trump. He didn't get booed. We got Melania Trump of Slovenia. Donald Trump, USA. Mexico, Mexican president. And there's Canada's prime minister. Gianni Infantino is from, where is he from? He's Italian Swiss interracial. The last guy was Sepp Blatter. He was from Switzerland, was known for a lot of controversies. Now he's asking for Americans to cheer. Americans weren't so loud. Mexicans are kind of well shown. In Group A, it's mostly going to be in Mexico and one in Atlanta. Group B is mostly going to be Canada, and there's even one in Seattle. Group C, we're talking Foxborough, more in the East Coast. And then we got Group D, we got mostly like Los Angeles and more of the West Coast. Group E is going to be mostly in the East Coast. So it's like a mixture of everything. So the group biasly that I would like for South Korea to get into is either Group G. I need them in Group G, or Group D, or Group B. So there is a chance that South Korea, I might be able to watch South Korea in Seattle. Hopefully they don't end up with two good teams, because that will just jack up the price. Okay, yeah, shut up. Let's go. Come on, let's go. We gotta do the group drawings now. You talked enough, man. World Cup draw. Now I'll go. Let's see if I can go over each team and what was their best performance. Spain won in 2010 and 1982. Argentina last won in 2022. And they also won in 1986 with that insane Diego Maradona performance. And they also won they've won in 1978 as well, when they were the host of the 1978 World Cup. France, their best finishes was 2 champions in 1998 and 2018. England last won a World Cup in 1966. Brazil, at one point, they were the envy of the world in the World Cup. They have won 5 World Cups total, and those victories were in 1958 with Pelé, 1962 with Pelé, and I think also 1970 was also with Pelé. 1994 and then 2002 in Korea and Japan was also most remembered for the performance of Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and Rivaldo. Portugal, their last victory in the World Cup, I don't think they've ever won at all. No, I don't think Portugal's ever won a World Cup. Thomas Muller is in the MLS now? I had no idea. I'm missing out everything. So their best result was 3rd place. And also might as well say 2006, that was their 4th place finish. Netherlands has never won a World Cup. They were last 2nd place in 2010. That was their best. Belgium, 3rd place was their best finish in 2018. Germany last won in 2014. Croatia has never won a World Cup, but their 2 best finishes was they had a notable 3rd place. They had a 2nd place finish in 2018 and a 2022 and 1998 3rd place finishes. Then we got Morocco. Best finish was in 2022 when they were 4th place. Colombia's best performance was in 2014 when they got to the quarterfinals, only to lose to Brazil. And then we've got Uruguay. Man, we gotta do all these performances. Can we just draw, please? Uruguay, they had their notable 4th place finish. back in 2010 with the controversial Luis Suarez handball. He is now their all-time top scorer. At one point, I think it was Diego Forlan, but Uruguay has really fallen in the rankings. Like, they have really just dropped, especially when you don't have Suarez there carrying the team anymore. But their best finishes in the World Cup was 1930 and 1950. They haven't won a World Cup in 75 years. Switzerland, I think their best World Cup finish was the quarterfinals. I think that was in the 20-something World Cup. Let me see what their best finishes were. Their top scorer was Alexander Frey, who was known to score a controversial offsides goal in the 2006 World Cup against South Korea. Their best finishes were quarterfinals, 1934, 1938, and 1954. Japan, they've had several 26 round of 16 finishes, including since 2018 and 2022, and also 2002 when they were the host. And then we got Iran. They've always been first place spotters. South Korea, their best performance was in 2002 when they made it all the way to fourth place, but Italy and Spain would beg to differ. Ecuador made it in 20. They had a round of 16. That was in 2016. No, 2006. Austria. Let's see how Austria has done historically in the World Cup. And they have made it to plenty of World Cups before. They've made it to 8 World Cups, and their best result was 1954 when they reached third place. Then we got Australia, round of 16 typically. Norway. I want to check out Norway. I think Norway has made it deep before. It was in 1994, I believe. They made it to couple round of 16 finishes in 1938 and 1998. And round of 16 was when you just lost in the first round. That was your first round. And then we go to Panama. I think Panama has made it to a handful of World Cups. They made it to 2. It says it in their first. No, they've only made it to 1. And their best finish was group stage in 2018. Egypt has made it to the World Cup, I believe, twice. They've made it to 4 World Cups. They've only at most made it to basically the first round. Algeria made it to the round of 16 back in 2014, and that was when I discovered how corrupt South Korea was as an organization. But yeah, 2016 was their last best finish, or 2014. Scotland, they have never made it out of the World Cup first round. Last appearance was in 1998. Paraguay, they made it to, I think they made it to the quarterfinals. And then they only to go down to Spain. It was 2010 in the quarterfinals. Tunisia, I believe they have never made it out of the first round. They've had a couple appearances. They've had 7 World Cup appearances, all in group stage finishes. They've made it to several World Cups. Ivory Coast has been first round fathers. Uzbekistan never made it to the World Cup. Qatar was a 2022. Saudi Arabia, round of 16 in 1994. South Africa has always been first round. Jordan never made it. Cape Verde never made it. Ghana had a run in the quarterfinals in 2010 with that controversial Luis Suarez handball. Morocco never made it. Haiti has made it, but I don't think they've ever made it out of the first round before. New Zealand's been first round finishers too. Yeah, Haiti only 1 World Cup appearance, 1974, and New Zealand. Let me see New Zealand's performances. Both group stage finishes in 1982 and 2010. In 2010, they were the only team to not lose a match, but they only just tied, so it wasn't enough to get them to that next round that they needed to. The FIFA Peace Prize? All right, where's Haiti? What did Haiti do? So they made it in 1982. I think it was 1974. Or no, New Zealand is what I'm looking for. New Zealand got annihilated, losing 12-2. No, they scored just 2 goals and gave up 12, including a 5-2 defeat by Scotland. And then Brazil, they actually took a lead. No, wait, no. Soviet Union, they lost 3-0. And then 4-0. Wow, they're recognizing Donald Trump's achievements. Wouldn't think FIFA would get that far. A lot of things that, like, FIFA is covering things that the mainstream media doesn't even cover. So I gotta give credit to that. Wow. And the left would say that this is like pure propaganda from the right wings. They're showing Marco Rubio. So Donald Trump would be presenting the Peace Prize, huh? It's very interesting. Well, in terms of peace, we're definitely a long way to go. Presented by Donald Trump. Isn't that interesting? All right, can we get to the drawing, please? Come on. Does it really take this long to just to draw things? Just, I don't know. And now they're having Donald Trump on stage. So they're rewarding Donald Trump with stuff. I wonder how the left is taking that. I don't think they're taking it well. Now they're going to call the FIFA organization a right wing panderer. That's something he's at least trying. He's trying not to certainly warmonger unless you have opinions on what's going on in South America, near Colombia and Venezuela. They would think otherwise. Well, Donald Trump's turn to talk, but Trump, let's just get to the drawing, please. Okay, that was short and sweet by Trump. Or like the Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, that was so cringe. All right, we're gonna get to the drawing yet. 188 days away. So it looks like we're going to go to, I guess it starts in Group A. I don't know. Showing all the winners: 1966, Brazil 1970, Germany 1974, Argentina 78, Italy 82. So I lied. Spain did not win in 82. Argentina 86, Germany 90, Brazil 94, France 98, 2002 Brazil, 2006 Italy, 2010 Spain, 2014 Germany, 2018 France, 2022 Argentina, when Messi finally won his World Cup. Man, they're really gonna just milk this thing, aren't they? It's all about the ratings, right? Well, better my ratings better go with it too. Roberto Carlos, known for his very slick reverse curve free kick. He did it all the way in 97. And I got to watch that. '97 was when he made that insane free kick, and it was against France. Legend says he didn't curve the ball, he curved the universe. Watching it right now. Yeah, it was like you couldn't even you just couldn't even react to it. Couldn't even make any reflexes to it. Yeah, curved the freaking universe. Roberto Carlos was known for his free kick specialism. But also, Roberto Carlos he was tying his shoes when France was scoring in the 2006 World Cup. I assume that they're going to do this at 10 o'clock. USA's best finish was 2002 when they made the quarterfinals. Now, of course, USA. They got to show a Brian McBride goal. Nope, they don't. Yeah, Canada. It's their moment. Nope. 1970 and 86 was when they hosted. That was Mexico. USA hosted in 94, and now it's going to be 26. Maybe I'll do all the USA ones, but I'm definitely going to do. I definitely want to do the Mexico game. June 11th is when it all begins. I wonder when June 11th is. It's a Thursday. Definitely going to make time for it. Might have a double header that day. I'd be doing Mexico, a game in Mexico, and I'll do a Mariners game. Could be a long day for me. I think the drawing's about to begin. Mark Connie. Can we please just get to the drawing? I assume that they're not going to do this until 10 o'clock. Oh, they're just putting people there. Okay, I see. Mark Connie, I think he's a Group D. I don't know anymore. Mexico president. And it's going to be Donald Trump. I'm going to assume Donald Trump and then I don't know. Donald Trump. We're doing the drawing. Imagine if it was Justin Trudeau. United States on June 12th. I definitely got to do that. I mean, it's like I have to. This is probably the most civil kind of conversation we've seen out of Trump, but sometimes you just wonder, like, all the attention that the mainstream media gives to Trump is all the negative attention, but they won't give the positive. Got to give credit where credit is due on any achievement. Oh, here we go. They're going to shuffle the balls. Here we go. Time to do this. Carney's going to pick a ball. Yeah, open that ball, fool. Just an example, huh? All right, what do we got, Mr. Carney? It has all begun. Well, it's Canada. Ooh, big surprise. They're in Group D. We already knew that. Oh, Canada's actually going to, yeah, Canada's in Group B, but we already knew that. Mexico. Mexico is in Group A. What are you saying, Trump? USA. Yeah, they're in Group D. So how did they know that those were? I don't know. They're really milking this time, aren't they? Yeah, they just pick it out of a ping pong ball, Fritz. Yes, they do. And thank you for being here. Now I think I have some of my audience coming in, finally. Oh, they're doing the selfie. You know what? I'm doing a selfie. I'll do a selfie right now. Making me do selfies. Snowing in DC. That's fair, Fritz. I've been watching soccer and football since 2006. So I'll try to be your information of knowledge because not only do I do Mariners baseball, but I'm also doing the FIFA World Cup. I'm kind of at peace with not being with baseball for at least a couple months. And also, I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'm gonna go to the bathroom, like right now. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thin crust.
All right, I'm back. Have I missed anything? Nope. 10, 15 minutes away? Are you joking? More like withdrawal. Did I just hear that they're going to take 2 days for this? Man, they're really milking this. Ugh. I knew they would do this. Wonder what other people on Twitter are saying about this. Yep. People are saying World Cup draw doing everything but drawing. The FIFA World Cup drawing has been so bad. Just please draw the teams. Draw the teams already. I could just do it right now. Like, honestly, I could care less about the music. How about this? How about you do the drawing and then do music? But no, they want to keep people drawn in and feel withdrawal because more time means more people will get. I get it. It's just really annoying. It's literally been a whole hour, and they haven't drawn squat. Okay, they've drawn 3 countries, but we already know where they were playing anyway. Yeah, let's get the drawing, please, right? Great. Can we just get to the World Cup, please? Is it too much to ask? Yes, it is. All right, can we draw, please? This gets really annoying. The planning for this World Cup draw has been utterly shambolic. People generally need to lose their jobs for this. It's true. Why don't we just start drawing so we can just get on with our day? Shut up.
Absolutely not been great for the Mexican national team. And now, granted, yes, they're going to be kicking off the tournament in a new Azteca stadium.
Samantha Johnson is one of the drawers. Yeah, we know. We already know. I know. We're not idiots. is explaining about the draw like we are idiots. Okay, we're not stupid. People are getting really upset about it. MLS Moves says too much yapping going on right now. What time will the World Cup draw actually start? Are we looking at 30 minutes of waffle before it gets going? Okay, shut up. So they're literally taking they literally take 10 minutes to introduce someone. Just Aaron Judge is drawing? The World Cup draw isn't anywhere near starting yet, and I'm already in a state of cringe. Okay. Shaquille O'Neal is drawing? Yeah, longtime Laker. It's a big dude. Tom Brady. I think billions of us are like, just draw already. Can we just get going? Because personally, I don't really have a lot of time. And they said that this could go into tomorrow. I knew this was going to be like 3 hours long. FIFA is trying way too hard to make this drawing show funny. Just draw. All right, finally. Now we're in pot A. Now we can finally start drawing. Or pot 1. You're going to be playing against... Well, I don't know. Yeah, they're talking about the host. Yeah, we already know that. What's your point? Looks like Spain? Wait, what are we talking about? Are they really introducing, like, literally every single team in pot 1? Well, yeah, of course they are. France. Then we got England. Brazil. Portugal. Honestly, I don't really care where Korea goes at this point. Well, yeah, of course. Okay, you don't have to explain that. Can you just get this going? Okay, I don't think anyone cares about who wins what. I think we just care about who's drawing. Shaq's kind of like, can we just get this going? It took an hour and a half. All right, Tom Brady is now choosing for the pot ones. Who are they going to go? It's going to be going to Group C. Brazil is going. Where are they going? Oh, yeah, now we're going to tell them where the pot is going to be. So Brazil's been chosen, and now which group are they going to be? They're in Group C. If Korea ends up there, I'm going to cry like a baby. Germany. Germany's going to Group E for anyone that's wondering. Netherlands. They're going to Group F. And now we got Spain, Argentina, France, England, Portugal, and Belgium. Belgium is in Group G. Now, who's in Group H? Now it's going to be Spain going to Group H, who last won the World Cup in 2010. And now we've got these remaining teams: Argentina, France, England, and Portugal. 3 of those 4 teams have won the World Cup. I think France will get it. Argentina is now going to Group I. Next can be France, England, and Portugal. Argentina is now Group J. And then Group I. France will go to Group I. And then it's going to be England or Portugal. England or Portugal. Portugal. And that means England is going to Group L. England. And now pot 1 is complete. And now the next pot that I really care about, South Korea. Iker Casillas, the former goalkeeper from Spain, the best goalkeeper in the World Cup of 2010. The World Cup reminds me of the 1 hour LeBron James special on where he's going to play the decision. 55 minutes to find out, where he could have told us 54 minutes ago. Now we're in pot 2. Croatia, who finished 3rd place and 2nd. And then we got Morocco, who finished 4th place in the World Cup. Greatest African run in history. Next is going to be Colombia, who hasn't made it to the World Cup since 2018, had their quarterfinals run in 2014 in Brazil. Next is Uruguay, famous for the Luis Suarez and Diego Forlan. Then we got Switzerland, who consistently makes it to round of 16s, and then they flame out. Then we're going to Japan, also regular 2016 flameouts too. The best team in Asia, they say. And then we got Senegal, who was most famous for pulling the upset of the 2002 World Cup against France. Then we got Iran, one of the best teams in Asia, but they also are first round flameouts. Then we got South Korea, the team that I cheer for the most in World Cups, led by Lee Gang-in and Son Heung-min. Then we got Ecuador, who makes it to round of 16s before, but they didn't in 22. Then we got Austria, making it to their first World Cup since 1998. And then we got Australia. They are now going to be drawing, and please don't take that long. Team from the same confederations cannot be drawn unless you're a European team. So 2 Asian teams cannot be drawn in the same group. All right, Shaq is the one drawing. I'm going to guess Switzerland. Korea. Oh, man, we're going to Mexico. We're going to be playing against Mexico. Are we? We're going to Mexico. Oh, no, I don't want to play. Well, at least you're not playing against like Germany, but you're playing a host nation. Switzerland is next. Switzerland will be going to Group B, going up in Canada. So that means they will not be playing in Seattle. Korea's not going to Seattle. They're going to go to Mexico and Atlanta. My mood has completely just been dashed. But I will be going to Atlanta on June 18th, 2026. I think. Yep, I'm going to. No, they're going to be playing in Mexico. I am going to Mexico. I am not watching Korea in United States. This is the worst possible situation for Korea. And then Morocco is drawn with Brazil. Australia will be playing in pot 2 against the United States. All right, who's going to go up against Germany? Ecuador will be going up against Germany. And Group F can be Croatia, Colombia, Uruguay, Japan, Senegal, Iran, and Austria. Then we got Japan going up against the Netherlands. Iran. Oh, man, I would have rather play in Canada. Korea versus Canada would have been nice. Uruguay is going to go to all right, Croatia, Colombia, Senegal, Austria. Senegal. Oh, there's going to be a rematch there from the 2002 World Cup. Now we got Austria, Croatia, Colombia. I'll say Austria. I was right. Austria. Then it's going to come down to Colombia or Croatia. Wait, they're playing... No, it's against Argentina. My bad. Then it's going to be Croatia or Colombia. And then who's going to be with Portugal? Colombia. And then that means Croatia is going to go to Group L. And then we're going to go to pot 3. And now we are going down to pot 3. It's going to be Norway, Panama, Egypt, Algeria, Scotland, Paraguay, Tunisia, Ivory Coast, Uzbekistan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and South Africa. And I will be right back. I need a little bit of a break. I will be right back.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki tiki. Tiki tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, arch your hearts, and the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top.
All right, now we are going into the Group 3. And pray to God that Korea does not get Algeria. If we get Algeria, I will cry like a baby. So it's going to be June 11th is when South Korea will be playing. They're going to be playing in Mexico. So I will be punching my ticket for that time. So we've got, oh man. Well, we're not going to get Qatar. I can tell you that. And we're not going to get Uzbekistan. I can also tell you that. So it looks like I'll be going to Mexico. Okay, if I had to choose, I don't want an African team. I'll take Scotland. Give me Scotland. I'll be okay with Scotland. And we're not going to get Saudi Arabia. I'll take on South Africa. They're just not a good team. But do not give me Algeria. Aaron Judge. All right, who is it going to be? South Africa! Yeah! We got South Africa! Woo! We got South Africa! The worst host nation in the history of the World Cup. We got drawn with South Africa. Well, and Mexico. It's still not done yet. Okay. Oh. We got Qatar. I'm just kidding. Qatar is going to, well, you're not going to put them in Group B, so they're going to be in Group C. Oh, no, they're already going to put them with... Oh, I guess we can play... I don't know how this goes. Paraguay will be playing with Brazil and Morocco. Paraguay's dead. Oh, so Paraguay is actually going to be drawn with the United States. So if I'm a guessing man for pot 4, I probably want maybe any of the ICs or New Zealand, maybe. Definitely not Ghana. Well, you can't give me Ghana anyway. The Cote d'Ivoire. They are going to be with... Yeah, this is wacko. Tunisia. Where are you going to put them? Group F? Egypt. The Mo Salah team. So, yeah, Group C, you cannot... you can't go to Group C. So I think you're going to go to Group G. Now we've got Spain and Uruguay. Who's going to be in pot 3? Oh, Scotland. Group H. Ooh, oh, Godspeed, Scotland. You have to play against Brazil. You're screwed. Goodbye, Scotland. Saudi Arabia. You cannot put them in Group A. You can't not Group B, so I think you're going to put them in Group H. And then we're going to have Norway, Panama. If it's going to be... Now it's going to be Group I. I think you can put in Norway. Who's it going to be? Can't be Algeria. Yep, Algeria is going to have to go to Group J. Uzbekistan. You're going to go to Group I believe. So Korea, their first match of the World Cup is going to be somewhere in pot 4. It's not going to be Jordan. It could be New Zealand. You're not going to get Ghana, thank God. Uzbekistan will be playing against the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. And then it's going to be between Norway and Panama. I think Norway is going to be. Panama is going to be with Senegal and France. Norway is going to be in Group I with France and Senegal. And now it's going to be the final group. We got Jordan, Cape Verde. You're not going to get Cape Verde. And Cape Verde is in Africa. So you're going to get either New Zealand, or New Zealand's the only team that can really realistically go to Group A. Other than the other unnamed ones, there's still some European teams and some inter-conference teams. So there's still a lot of factors into this. And in the qualified, it looks like you can't really get. You can get Bolivia. So I think there's going to be subject to like last minute changes too. New Caledonia. Who are these guys? I think looks like they're in the Asian Pacific, so you might be able to get that team with IC Path 2. I don't think you can get any of the ICs. Because unless it's like South America, maybe. You can't get Jamaica, so I don't know if the IC paths are going to work. And then pot 4 is going to be Jordan, World Cup debut. Ghana, which you can't get anyway. Morocco. And Haiti and New Zealand. So you're probably bound to get any of the European teams, which I don't really particularly want, especially if you're risking to play Turkey, which Korea has a terrible history against, and that's if they make it. Let's see who's still alive in the European conferences. Looks like it's going to be. There's path. So in path A, Yeah, it's a little bit different. I don't think you want. It's not a really favorable odds. I think you want path B. You don't want path A because you don't want to go up against Italy. And yeah, I wouldn't want to go up against Italy because potentially when it's Italy, and don't forget there's path C and path D. And now who is going to be in Group A? Denmark, North Macedonia, Czechia, and Republic of Ireland. I think I can stomach that. I think I can stomach that. Czech Republic, Ireland, Denmark, or North Macedonia. We got Denmark, North Macedonia, Czech Republic, and Ireland. Those are your Group Ds. Next is going to be I think that's path A. It's going to be Italy, North Ireland, Wales, and Bosnia. All right, who's next on this one? Haiti is now going to Group C. Haiti is cooked. Caraco. Caraco is probably just happy to be there, to be honest with you. Looks like path. Looks like the inner something. FIFA playoff 2. It's either Iraq, Bolivia, or Suriname. I can't even pronounce that. Group I. They're going to be playing France, Senegal, Norway. Going to be Iraq, Bolivia, or Suriname. I can't even say it. Cabo Verde. They're going to go to Group H. They're going to be playing Spain, Uruguay, and Saudi Arabia. Next is Jordan, Ghana, New Zealand, European team, and European team. Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, and Kosovo. I think they'll be in Group D. Now we're going to go to Jordan, Ghana, New Zealand, a European team, and one of the interconference teams. Now it's going to be a European team that's going to go to Group F. And then we got Group G. Yep, Uzbekistan's still around, Fritz. Jordan's going to go to Group J. Now we got Ghana, New Zealand, and an interconference between Jamaica, Caledonia, and Congo. Yep, interconference. That is going to... You're going to put them in Group K. Then we got Ghana and New Zealand left.
There are 500.
So Ghana is going to go to Group L. And that means New Zealand will be going to Group G. So that means South Korea is going to be playing... South Korea will be playing against the European team of Denmark, North Macedonia, Czech Republic, or Ireland. And we playing any of those teams, which we will know on March 31st, 2026 in either Dublin or to be determined. So I will maybe I'll do a game for that. And that is the group. We got Group A. We've got Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and the winner of Denmark, North Macedonia, Czech Republic, and Ireland. Group B, Canada, the winner of Italy, North Ireland, Wales, and Bosnia, Qatar, and Switzerland. Group C, Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. Group D, USA, Paraguay, Australia, and the winner of Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, and Kosovo. Group E, Germany, Morocco, Ivory Coast, Ecuador. Group F, Netherlands, Japan, Ukraine, Sweden, Poland, and Albania winner of, and Tunisia. Group G, Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. Group H, Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay. Group I, France, Senegal, the winner of Iraq, Bolivia, and the name I can't even pronounce it. Norway. Group J, Argentina, Algeria. Argentina, Algeria, Jordan, Austria. Group K, Portugal, winner of Jamaica, New Caledonia, and Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. Group L, England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. So it looks like hopefully I will be flying to Mexico during that time. Well, that's going to do it. I am going to take off. That is it. I am definitely taking off. Wonder how my kick streaming did too. Curious how that went. How many people actually watched this? It said 0. I didn't really. All right. Well, that's it. I'm taking, and everyone, thank you for having me for 2 hours and 23 minutes. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification. Thank you very much. Have a good day, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.